A Swift Kick in the Ass, episode 116. Life is challenging and difficult. No one gets out alive. Time to suck it up, Buttercup. Get ready for a monster-sized boot, aimed to help you get traction on personal change and get living. I am John Curran, your host. Join me as I share my journey, exploring the forces that motivate us to change and help us get through whatever life throws at us. A swift kick in the ass. Life on your terms. Welcome to another episode of A Swift Kick in the Ass. This is your host, John Curran, and today's episode is called, What's the Plan? Let's Roll. Right now, I'm playing the role of a podcasting host. And that's a little bit different role than I generally play. But I play a lot of different roles, as I know all of you do. I am a father. I am a brother, a friend, a lover, a husband. I am a worker, a corporate slug. I have a lot of labels attached to me. And attached to those labels are expectations of a way to act or behave or things that we should do or even sometimes think. These are roles that we all play day in and day out. So right now, I'm playing the role of a podcasting host. And my friends who listen, they say my voice sounds different than normally. They tell me that's not you. But I assure them it is me. And I really don't do anything to mess with my voice except to run it through a leveler. So I guess that could make it sound differently. But I guess it's not Memorex, because you could tell the difference, right? Between live or Memorex. Guess I'm really aging myself with that one. But, I play the role of host. So that's just one side of me. And it's very, very real. I try not to put on airs. I try to be honest and authentic. Tommy and I have been trying to do that since the beginning for the last 8 years when we started this. And this has been a journey and really a public sharing of the journey of our life, of my life. And I do tend to overshare. I'll admit that. But, I do that for a reason, and I do that to hopefully help people, and I do that to help myself. I hope that you get a lot out of this, and I know I sure do, and I can't thank you enough, really, for that. So, I have this role as a host. And you, as a listener, you have a role. And it requires that you understand this part that you're playing as a listener. You can talk back to me all you want, but I can't hear you. So this is a one-sided type of role, right? You're listening, you're receiving information, but you're not able to really send it back to me. Now, I'm open to you sending me a back response. Besides the downloads that you're listening to my podcast, you can reach me through the voicemail, through the website. You can send me an email. You can get me all different ways. But generally speaking, this is one-sided. You're basically just listening to me. And that's really all that's expected of you is the role of listener. You just sit back, you enjoy, and hopefully you, get your ass kicked, because that's what a swift kick in the ass is about. It's about thinking about your life and about how to make changes to your life and create a life on your terms. And I'm going to go a lot more into this because it's very, very important to me. And understanding that this is a role that we all play is a key to that understanding, and a key to getting the traction that you need to move your life forward and develop this role that you're in. So I think we can all, relate to work. Most of us work. That's how we earn our living. That's how we pay to put a roof over our head and food in our bellies and clothes on our back, and that provides a lifestyle for us. And I find, I complain a lot about work. I have complained a lot about work. If I had my choice, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't work. I'd find something else to do, and I could do it. I could find a lot of different things to occupy my time if I didn't have to worry about the money. But I work because I like to have a roof over my head and food in my belly and clothes on my back. And other people appreciate when I have clothes on my back as well. So, they encourage me to keep this role up, keep performing this role because it's working. It's giving me and others some benefit. So, I do what's expected, and at work, I have to say, what's expected of me is pretty clear cut. But if you're trying to change your life and you're trying to create this role for yourself, what is expected of you from that role? Whatever you're trying to create, whatever kind of character that you're trying to create. And this is part of it. It is character development. All the world is a stage, and we are merely players, performers, and portrayers. Not my words. The words of Rush. Neil Peart probably wrote that, I think. But in any case, understand what's expected and then deliver. That's the plan, right? So you have a role at work and you have a plan and you work the plan and you get paid, right? That's the way it works for most people. So in that light, think about how you want to change your life. Think about the role that you want to play. Think about what's expected of you in that role and what you have to deliver in order to be successful. And if you can do that, then you just got to act it out. You got to spend, time understanding that character and learning that character. So as a swift kick in the ass listener, we'll go back to the role of you as a listener. I expect you to be a lifelong learner. That's who I think of my audience as, people who are interested in learning. I recognize I'm not always right. I'm learning myself. So I get benefit from this. And I do this for me. This show, I do it for me. I do it for free. And I love it. That's why I keep doing it. And that's I'm fine with that. I love it. But I hope that you get something out of that. And just because I do it for me and I do it for free, I do really hope that you get something out of it and that it benefits other people, because It's not just me who's in this world. So it's not about me. And I also expect my listeners to have some interest in how others live life on their own terms. I mean, let's face it, that's exactly why I created this with Tommy, is because we were both very interested in how other people seem to live life on their own terms. They weren't the richest people always. Things didn't always go their way, but they always kind of came out doing things for them and having it work out the right way for them. They just seem to live a very free life. And that's interesting. So I would expect our listeners to have that interest as well. And also have an open mind. Because, let's just face it, I'm a little crazy at times. And be able to laugh at me, at yourself, at others. This is kind of done with a sense of humor. It's called a swift kick in the ass for a reason. It's, we have to be able to laugh at life and at our situations sometime while we try to find a silver lining, because life is going to be continuously challenging us, and there's nothing we can really do to stop that. As long as we're alive and living, we should expect those challenges. So why not fall in love with those challenges? Why not just say, just accept it for what it is and embrace it, embrace the suck. I'm going to plan on sharing my journey with you all as I continue to learn how to live life on my terms in a better way. I do it already. I always have. And you need to just sit back and listen. And don't, blindly accept what I say. I don't do that. I don't offer this as a means for people to, follow my orders. I think that's ridiculous. But I want you to listen and think about what I have to say, and then come to your own conclusion. And if you think I'm full of BS, let me know. I want to hear it. I want to hear your points. And it might not fit that. I'll be the first to admit my what I talk about. It's not for everybody. Not everyone's cut out for a life on their own terms. Some people just want to be followers and just be sheep, and that's fine, and be told what to do. I get it, but I'm not cut that way. I'm not going to ever be. So, reach out to me through the website, through email, leave me a voicemail, leave comments on where you get your podcasts. I try to find them. It's hard for me to find them sometimes, but I do look, and I'm out there. And think about the role that you want to play. We're going to be talking more and more about this role, because I think that this is a lifetime achievement award-winning role that each and every one of us has the potential to play in our life. And it's not about winning all the awards. It's not about winning all the money. It's about what you feel is important in your life and making the best possible life for yourself based on where you are right here, right now. Let's wipe away the BS, wipe away the nonsense, and let's just get down to it, man, and change our lives. Once you make that decision and just say enough is enough, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to let it go, things start to change and things will get easier. I do believe this is daily practice. I'm going to be very clear about that. I've been working on playing guitar recently. I've been really kind of stepping up on my guitar playing recently because I'm self-taught, and I wanted to learn how to play better. And what I really picked up from that was the theory of rust. Yes, you heard it, rust. When we practice, as long as we practice daily and continuously in a consistent manner, as long as we practice, we will get better. Now, when we put a plan to that practice, that's where we really see improvement, because you have set goals. With guitar playing, you say, I'm going to play this a certain way, or I'm going to play a certain song. You have certain achievements, certain goals that you want to accomplish. And, it's clear cut that way. And you can sit down and you can play your guitar and you can get instant reward doing that. And the more you do it, the shinier your guitar playing gets. But if you let it sit for even a day and try to do like scales, you'll see that, it takes you a little bit more time to warm up. You got to warm up. But the more you practice day in and day out, what happens is you don't need to really warm up as much, or what you're warming up changes because you're already well seasoned and well practiced, and you've actually created a habit because you're not thinking about the actions. The motor memory has kicked in for your fingers to go exactly where you want them to be. So you're really not even thinking about it. It's pretty cool. So if you keep playing every day and keep at a daily practice, you're going to get better and better. You slack off, take a day off, 2 days off, you're going to get rusty. The longer you take off, the rustier you're going to get. But you keep doing it and don't take the breaks, even if it's just a little bit every day. Just a little bit, and that's all it takes. Just be consistent about it. You will get better. And you'll stay shinier. And the longer you practice for, over a long period of time, the less you really have, the more patina you develop. And the more you're able to weather the storm, because you've built up a layer of protection against the rust, against that oxidation. So I thought that was a pretty cool way to think about, change in your life, because a lot of the change that I'm creating in my own life does require daily practice. Getting better on the guitar. Definitely want to do that. I got to play it every day. And I'm loving it, man. Loving it. And meditation. I find that even though I feel like I don't really have to do it every day, I want to do it because I always feel better after I do it. And I always learn something after I do it. I learn something from it. So I want to keep going, and I keep doing it. And it became a habit for me very quickly. I'm also studying Taekwondo. I'm an orange belt now. And that, too, is consistent practice. That, for me, is not daily practice, except for my daily stretches that I have to do. And that's another place I really learned where daily practice is necessary if you're trying to, get ahead. We all complain about getting old and we start feeling old. But it's not because you're old, it's because you've been sitting, and it's because of inactivity. Force yourself to get your ass moving. I'm now installing floors in my house, and I'm a 54-year-old guy, and I'm installing floors, and it's a lot of up and down, and a lot of, it's a lot of work. I'm not, not too proud to admit that, it killed me that first day. I was just totally exhausted. I was like dehydrated, and I just felt like I went through a war that first day. Took time to recover. But I've been working on this a couple weekends now, and I find that not only am I getting better and faster at the work, so I'm doing a better job at the work, but I'm also not feeling the work as much. Maybe that's because I'm not hitting my fingers as much. Don't do that. Frickin' hurts. But I digress. But, I am thankful. I'm saving money by putting these floors in, and I'm ensuring that I do a really good job because I'm doing the work. And I'm also doing a lot of extra work along the way, stuff that I wanted to do to improve my surroundings. So one of the roles that I play is provider for my family and father and husband. And I didn't realize until I was working on this floor how much the new floor is going to make a difference in our lives. It's really going to change us from the ground up because it leaves an impression of the house, and we're a product of our environment. And if you really just love the environment that you're in, you're going to love life and enjoy it more. So if you're not enjoying life, look at your environment. It is you. You are the problem. Because you are the solution. It's not, if you didn't worry about it, it wouldn't be a problem. You're the one worrying about it, so you're the problem. You're the solution. You have the means to solve your own problems. You just have to figure out how to do it. And that, my friend, is what this podcast is all about. It's all about learning, thinking, listening, making your own judgment about the role that you want to play, and learning from that and adapting, and making changes and playing it some more, and then assessing and refining, but along the way continuing to learn and grow and evolve. And never forgetting to celebrate what an awesome freaking life we have. I mean, it's not all, rainbows and lollipops. Life is tough. It's challenging. But it's also really a lot of fun. If you let it. So I think this is a perfect place to end. I can't wait to get my next episode out to you. And send me feedback. I want to hear back from you. But think about what I had to say. Think about your role. And think about the plan of how you execute that role. How are you going to deliver it? That's how you're going to recreate yourself. And life is going to seem like brand new. You're going to have a new lease on life. Until then, my friends, this is John Curran, host of a Swift Kick in the Ass podcast. Peace and chicken grease. Till next time. Bye. This marks the end of another episode of A Swift Kick in the Ass, placing it directly in the can. As much as I like to talk, even I have my limits. It's time to go. Catch me on the next show. For better or worse, whether you like us or not, please leave comments wherever you get your podcasts. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Visit our home on the interweb. I think you can leave me a voicemail there. You can also email me at john@aswiftkickintheass.com. It's been my extreme pleasure. I hope you got a lot out of it. I hope you got your ass moving. Until then, until the next time, I'm out of here. Peace.